On my father's 40th birthday, some really weird guests came to our house. Birthdays in our family were always a big deal, especially for my dad. My mom would go all out with the decorations, I'd help out with setting up, and my dad loved having people over. But this year was different. Mom had been unusually quiet that week, more stressed than usual. I thought maybe it was because dad was hitting a milestone. 40 is a big deal, right? But she didn't seem excited about the party at all. She just kept making phone calls, whispering into the receiver, and I'd catch her looking out the window as if she was expecting something or someone. When the day finally came, everything seemed normal at first. Dad was his usual self, cracking jokes and messing with the barbecue in the backyard, while neighbors and friends started filtering in. I was hanging out in the living room, talking with some of my cousins, when the doorbell rang. I glanced at my mom, who was already stiffening up, her eyes darting nervously toward the door. She didn't say anything though, just gestured for me to go answer it. I swung the door open, expecting to see one of Dad's buddies or maybe a neighbor from down the street. Instead, standing on the porch were two men and a woman I had never seen before. They were dressed, oddly. Not like in costumes, but their clothes were too formal, too outdated. The men wore old-fashioned suits, almost like they'd stepped out of a black and white photograph, and the woman had on this long flowing dress that looked like it belonged in a century-old portrait. They didn't smile or say anything right away. Just stared at me with these unsettling, unblinking eyes. Can I help you? I asked, feeling uneasy. The woman was the first to speak. Her voice was low, almost too calm. We're here for your father. I stood there, confused. Are you friends of his? She nodded slightly. You could say that. We've known him for a very long time. I was about to ask my mom if she knew who they were, but when I turned around, she was already there, standing right behind me. Her face had gone pale, and she quickly ushered the three guests inside without a word. The party kept going, but the atmosphere shifted. Those three didn't mingle with the other guests. They stood off in a corner, occasionally whispering to each other but never making any attempt to talk to anyone else. What was even stranger was that no one else seemed to notice them, not even Dad. It was like they weren't even there. I couldn't shake the feeling that something was seriously wrong. Every time I glanced at the weird guests, they were already looking at me, like they were waiting for something. And then, at exactly 8 p.m., everything changed. The lights flickered once, then twice, before going completely out. A murmur of confusion swept through the house as people pulled out their phones to use as flashlights. I heard my dad's voice from the backyard, laughing, saying something about needing to fix the fuse box. But before anyone could move, the lights came back on. Only, when they did, the house was empty. I blinked, trying to make sense of what I was seeing. Everyone was gone. The neighbors, the friends, the laughter, all of it, vanished. The only people left in the room were me, my mom, my dad, and the three strangers. My dad stood frozen by the barbecue, staring at them with wide eyes, as if seeing them for the first time. His face had lost all its color. You, he whispered, his voice trembling. You're not real. You're not supposed to be real. The woman stepped forward, her eerie calmness even more unsettling now. We're as real as we've always been, Richard. How? My dad stammered, backing away slowly. How did you find me? The shorter of the two men smiled, if you could even call it a smile. It was more of a twisted sneer. Did you really think you could hide from us forever? My mom was shaking now, her hands gripping the edge of the kitchen counter. Please, she whispered. Please don't do this. Not now. Not in front of him. The taller man turned to her, his eyes dark and cold. It's time, Alice. He can't run anymore. I looked between my parents, confused and terrified. What are you talking about? Who are these people? My dad turned to me, his eyes filled with a strange mixture of fear and guilt. Son, there's something I need to tell you. Something I should have told you years ago. The woman cut him off. No more lies, Richard. It's too late for that. The shorter man reached into his coat and pulled out a small, black object. At first, I thought it was a gun, but when he flipped it open, I realized it was a pocket watch. He held it up, and the ticking grew louder and louder until it filled the entire room. The woman stepped closer to my dad, her voice barely a whisper. 40 years, Richard. That was the deal.